So Jakub, what is your current area of expertise and research?
I'm a human geographer. It means that I am dealing with everything what is connected to society and to the landscape and to the life on the earth. And my focus is on citizen science, regional development, and new and innovative technologies. And my affiliation is connected with Tomáš Baťa University in Zlín and with the Masaryk University in Brno. And currently, I'm a Fullbright scholar at the University of California in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, so how did you manage to obtain the Fullbright Scholarship there?
A few years ago, I was wondering how to move my career further, and I realized that I need some international experience. So I decided to write a project proposal for the Fullbright Scholarship program. I found a mentor in the US. I contacted my mentor and decided to apply for the Fullbright Scholarship. And yeah, and I've got it, and that's basically how I manage it.
And what are the projects that you are currently working on the university?
One of my field of expertise lies in the citizen science, and this is also my project main topic. So I'm dealing with the citizen science and the changing of citizen science projects, especially in the post-COVID era, and how the COVID affected the citizen science projects at all.
Okay, can you elaborate a little bit more? What's behind that?
Mm-hmm. I'm studying the current projects, the citizen science projects, which are running at the University of California and in the western part of the United States, and researching how the people were involved in the projects before, during, and after the pandemic era, how the pandemic involved the citizen science projects, and how the citizen science project managers are adapting to the new system after the pandemic era.
Right. So how would you compare like the American Czech higher education systems? Is it different?
I can see many differences between the Czech and American higher education systems. First of all, the students in North America, and well, my own experiences are only from the University of California, but I think that it might be also in the rest of the US universities. And the students here are very open-minded. They are very well prepared for every lecture. They are really appreciate every new information you give them. Colleagues are very friendly, familiar with the topics they are working with. So the main differences are in the approach to the education. Also, the research part of the approach is different. The U.S. universities often use the private budgets and private grants for their research development. Here in the Czech Republic, we are also struggling with getting grants from the national grant agencies, and the differences are also, let's say, well, bigger than small. And the atmosphere is also a little bit different. The Czech education or the Czech higher education system sometimes seems like more rigid. I mean, you have everything underlined and you need to follow the rules. In this university, you are free to modify your let's say walkthrough of your research career or your studying program. So yeah, some differences could be seen.
How does your project evolve over the months that you spend there?
I'm almost done with the project, and now I'm in the period of the dissemination of the results. I was lucky that I joined the Spatial Pattern Analysis Lab, where are another colleagues who are dealing with citizen science projects, and we are working together on other citizen science projects which might be released in the next few months. For example, on the first weekend of May, we are running the City Nature Challenge, which is one of the largest citizen science project globally in the world, and it will be for the first time. It will happen in Santa Barbara in California. So I was able to put my findings into the newly established citizen science project, and I'm happy that I have this opportunity.
Is there anything that maybe surprised you during the research?
I was surprised in the positive way of meaning by the approach of the undergraduate and graduate students. They are really helpful with the research of senior academics. They are deeply interested in the research itself, not only on the education. And I was also surprised by the very warm welcome of all of the staff here at the University of California, and I think this is something which is typical for the U.S. universities. As I was talking to my other colleagues who obtained a Fullbright scholar grant, they also told me that their welcome were very, very warm here in America. So the atmosphere is perfect.
And would you say this project changed you somehow? The living in Santa Barbara and America and university systems over there?
Yeah, definitely yes. Not only the atmosphere at the university, but also the place and space where you are actually living is different. You are walking through the street and everyone is greeting you, smiling at you. It's not as a, let's say, bad mood like in the Eastern and Central Europe. It's totally different approach to the whole life. And from the professional point of view, I've got a lot of contacts, not only at the university but also outside the academia, from the municipality in here in Santa Barbara, from the colleagues from the libraries, museums. So these contacts might also be very useful in the future.
Yeah, you were mentioning or your area of expertise is citizen science. Can you elaborate a little about what it entails? What is it about?
Yeah, the citizen science is, well, I would say it's some kind of a buzzword. It's a fairly new term, but for a very old practice. It means that public, ordinary people are participating in a professional research. There are some kind of research where you need a large amount of data and you are conducting the research on the large area. In that case, for example, you need to do a lot of observation and you need to gather a lot of data. For this specific type of project, some people, volunteers, might help you to collect the data, and they are actually participating at your research. There was just a brief example of the most common engagement of public to the citizen science projects, but we can find a lot of other examples. For example, you can help to classify pictures from the camera traps on your Windows. I'm sorry, on your screen at your computer. You can help to measure the air quality and send the data, the results to the remote servers, and actually help scientists to monitor the climate changes. So there are a lot of examples how people could be involved in the research, and all of them are framed under the term citizen science.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So can you give a little advice maybe for people who would like to pursue the same field of study as you?
Mm-hmm. It's suitable for everyone who would like to. Well, if you are in the position of a researcher and you need to collect a lot of data, or you are dealing with a lot of data, or if your research is being done in such a large area, then it's time to think about the citizen science, because you can you can engage people to help you with your project, with your research. If you are a non-scientist without a university degree and you would like to join some of the projects, there are a lot of citizen science platforms where you can start with. I would mention, for example, scistarter.com or the Czech National Citizen Science platform, which is citizenscience.cz, which we are actually maintaining at our university. And you can select from tons of the projects where you can participate, you can join, and you can help. By the way, April is the Citizen Science Month. Every year there is a Citizen Science Month, which is in April, so it's perfect time to start with the citizen science just right now.
Okay. Now let's talk about your LIGS University experience. Can you describe what it was like, and why did you choose LIGS University for your study?
Mm-hmm. For me, it was a perfect experience. When I finished my school, I was prepared to be a scientist, but after I finished my graduation at school, I started to work as a project manager, and I realized that I have a lot of experiences from the natural sciences, but I'm missing some managerial and strategical skills. That's why I was looking for some further education, and I have chosen the LIGS University. And I studied the MBA specialized on IT management, and it helped me a lot in the way of thinking, in the way of preparing for the hard task, and in general in my managerial and strategical skills. It helped so much.
What would you say was the most memorable experience?
Maybe when we takes an online lectures, and we had the opportunity to talk to our lecturers. Some of them were foreigners, so these lectures were completely in English, and it was also another motivation to have an education from the professionals all around the world. So this internationalization was some kind of a greatest experience for me during my studies.
Yeah, and would you recommend this kind of program that you study to who would you recommend it to?
Absolutely, I would recommend it to everyone, but especially for the people like me, or with the similar background like me, who has a great professional background but are missing the managerial and strategical skills, and they would like to develop themselves. This is crucial if you would like to go on with development of yourself. It's important to have some further education, and the managerial skills are very important in this way.
Okay, and your opinion on online learning, online education? Would you say it's for everyone, or maybe only for someone who needs some kind of movement in his or her career?
I think it's definitely for everyone. It's even more inclusive than the typical face-to-face lectures, because you are working with your own time. You can doing your things by your way. When you have a time, you can do it from all over the world. So part of my my MBA thesis I wrote in the University of Wageningen, when I stayed for several weeks, and I attended the library and wrote the MBA thesis, and it was great to be in such an innovative environment and study remotely with the e-learning, full e-learning support. So I think that the e-learning is one of the best invention in higher education, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone.